Murder!
Welcome back to my channel. So I already prepped her skin off camera, so I am going to moisturize her skin right now. So sorry about my ring light, it just kept falling. I film at a very weird angle, so I'm super sorry about that. So you're gonna see me going with the Embryolisse moisturizer. She had a bit more dry texture skin, so I feel like the Embryolisse has really good emollients to really help the foundation glide very smooth. She has beautiful skin. This girl's gorgeous. So yes, I'm just taking my Real Technique stippling brush and buffing that moisturizer in. She does have some lash extensions that were just falling off. Those were just the last ones that she couldn't get off, so just please ignore that. I am going to put lashes over that as the tutorial goes on. So I'm going in with the Morphe brow pomade. I can never remember the names of which ones I use. I honestly go back and forth and just see which ones aren't super dark. I like to concentrate the products on the end and then kind of feather up in the front. She has thinner eyebrows, and I like to stay true to my client's eyebrows. I don't like to overline too much because I feel like it just looks very not the cutest in person, but I overlined it a little bit because one eyebrow was a little bit thinner than the other one, so it would have been noticeable if I didn't, just blending through. And I touch up the eyebrow several times throughout the application because sometimes it could disappear, and I just, just keep touching it up just in case, if it was a real life client and they want to look, you want to make sure that it looks as cute as possible every time they do get a look. So next, I'm going to go and clean up the brows with concealer. For her concealer, I believe I used LA Girl in the shade Fawn. That is what I'm going to say I think this is. You don't need a lot of coverage underneath the brow. Some people like a lot of coverage. I'm not against it, but I'm more about what color am I putting under the brow than the coverage, because typically you're not going to need to cover up a lot. Especially, I try to tell all my clients to get their eyebrows done before they come. So typically you shouldn't be having to cover it up with too much hair, but I just like to outline that eyebrow with a shade that mimics the natural highlight in her skin. And your natural highlight is kind of in the center of your cheeks, where it's lighter in most black women. And we were kicking it up, that's why you're gonna see us talking. I'm just gonna buff this concealer out with my Real Techniques buffing brush. I got a bunch of these at TJ Maxx. I love these brushes. I do use this brush all the time to buff out that concealer. So I went in with the lighter concealer as an eyeshadow base. I used the Covergirl Trumatch, the full coverage concealer, as an eyeshadow base because I like to use a more full coverage concealer to blanken out the canvas. And next you're going to see me go in with the Morphe 25D palette as the transition shade. I'm using one of those. Morphe does not leave names for their shade, so I can't really explain it to you, but I'm just going in with that as the transition color. We were really talking, so I'm so sorry, but we were having a good time. Funny enough, this was actually the first time I met her, so she was really nice. And I'm just gonna build that color up because we are doing a black smoky eye, so you really want to try to build that color up before you go in with such a bold color like black. Now I'm going in with a more warmer, oranger, deeper brown color to really, again, like I said, build this color up and build up those transitions. This is all with the 25D palette, and when I get it to a stage where I'm okay, then I like to put the black because you're going to make it darker anyway, so I don't tend to do it all at once, but I just want to give it a really good base. Again, so sorry for this ring light. Next I'm going to go in with the Inglot 77 gel liner on a flat, wet and wild large eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to pat that all over her lid. I suggest you do this eye by eye. The Inglot gel liner dries very quickly, so if you do this both eyes, one eye is like the product's just gonna sit and it's not gonna be cute. Trust me, I've done it when I forgot. And I'm just going to take a Wet n Wild crease brush and I'm going to buff the edges. So sorry for my camera's focus. It loves to focus on whatever's in front of it. And as you guys see, it has a very quick autofocus. So we'll focus on my hand and then focus right back. So you're just going to really play. And as you see, it takes a second to make that, you know, the gel liner move how you want it to move. I'm going in between brushes. I'm using a darker color on outer. I'm really trying to blend this out. I will say this, guys, I have not done this specific look in a while. So I wasn't as used to doing the smoky eye sensation, like I say, but it was really good practice, and I definitely am going to implement this look a lot more often, I hope, with my clients. So just going and trying to blend it out, going back and forth, and you're gonna see this is the reason why I worked on one eye, and I'm just gonna show you what the second eye looks like. So now it's foundation time. I don't think you guys actually got to see much of me blending this out. I'm going with the foundation. I believe this is the shade either Amber or Warm Almond. So sorry, or Nutmeg. So sorry. I should probably start reading it. And I went in with a little bit of Truly Topaz just to even it out a little bit so that way it could mesh with her overall color. You're going to see me going with the Real Techniques brush. This was from their limited edition collection. I love this brush to blend out foundation. I honestly really love all the Real Techniques foundation brushes I bought, except I'm gonna say this, a lot of YouTubers, one of my favorite, Kiki Adams, love those art pot brushes from Real Techniques. I don't see the hype about them, but maybe I need to keep using them. So I'm going in right now with the Milani concealer in the shade 150 on the outside. I want a little bit lighter than I would normally in my other tutorials for the first color. Typically this would have been the second color I would have done, but the reason why I want a little bit lighter, if you look, at the end the foundation kind of oxidized to like a really orangey color and it got a little bit dark, so I wanted to make sure that I toned that out and brought back the yellow that was in her skin with the concealer. Then in the inner corner, I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan Deep Sand, and that's just for the coverage, because although the Milani says that it is full coverage, I just feel like it's more watery and doesn't have that really creamy consistency that makes me feel like the product's just really gonna stay. It's probably just a mind over matter. I lost a clip of me blending out that concealer, but as you guys see, it blended out beautifully and helped to even that tone. And again, I'm doing my thing where I blend out that concealer on the side of the cheeks with my foundation brush. Sorry for talking so fast. This tutorial, I lost so much footage. It makes me so sad, but I really loved how the look came out, so I had to do that. And since I went a little bit lighter, it kind of gave me that bright under eye effect that Kim Kardashian does. I don't typically do that on a lot of my clients, but I actually really like it, so I might implement it more. Next, I'm going in with the William Tuttle foundations to cream contour. And now I'm just buffing it underneath to set it with my Sacha buttercup powder. Again, I used the yellow powder because I wanted it to have like a yellowy effect. I like that on this type of skin tone complexion that she has. So I'm just setting her face lightly. I don't like to use a lot of this powder. Then I'm going in with the Hoola Toasted to set her contour areas and bronze it up a little bit. I want her to look really warm and toasty. Like, honestly, she reminds me so much of Bernice Buegos with her complexion. I love that like warm, toasty complexion, so I really want to amplify the toast. I went in with my Stillazi blush palette and I used a more orangey blush because again I want to give her that bronze look. And then to highlight, I used a limited edition highlighter from ColourPop and I used the Fenty Trophy Wife. So this is the final look. As you guys are going to see, I'm just going to pinch her lashes together. For the lip, I use Knock on Wood and Honey Bun by Dose of Colors. The Honey Bun is the gloss, the Knock on Wood is the liquid lipstick. It gives that perfect nude, peachy kind of lip without it being too dryish, which kind of, as they say, gives that crackhead appearance. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really wish I could have filmed more in depth. My camera just was so dead this day. So I hope you guys enjoyed the look. Bye. Smooches like she did.